Hey there, hi, and welcome to another episode of Sit and Spin with me, your host, Joe. Back after a week of technical difficulties and stuff. Too much stuff going on. Issues with my foot, other things. Too much going on right now. It's crazy. But I'm trying to find time to manage to get these out. There's also been a ton of music that came out recently. I almost didn't even know what I was going to talk about this week, but finally I settled on what I'd originally planned to. Oh, you almost saw it. And that would be the return of Ryan Adams and his new solo album, Ryan Adams. Ryan, of course, was born in Jacksonville, North Carolina, got his start out of the Raleigh area, North Carolina. His first big break came as a member of the band Whiskey Town in the mid-90s, and then he left them in 2000 to start a solo career. His first album, Heartbreaker, came out in 2001. And Ryan is a multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter, producer, poet, and painter. He's even written a couple of books, Infinity Blues and Hello Sunshine, and I know he's got some other ones in the works. He's a guy who has worked with artists such as Willie Nelson, Jesse Malin, Norah Jones, Weezer, the Counting Crows, the Cowboy Junkies, Fall Out Boy, and a host of others, whether as a producer or just a songwriter or collaborated with them. He has recorded a number of albums, whether solo or with his backing band, The Cardinals, or his former backing band, The Cardinals, I should say. He's got a new backing band called The Shining now. And in 2009, he split from his former record label, Lost Highway, citing a lot of problems. He had a lot of issues with them. They're well documented. I don't have time to go into all of them. I have 3 pages of stuff to cover here as it is. But he started out his own label, Pac-Sam Records, back then, which is also the name of his new recording studio. And Ryan's the kind of guy who has his fingers in a lot of different musical pies. He digs all kinds of music, and therefore he also, is a very prolific guy and writes a lot of different stuff. He has done albums and music that is rock, stuff that is country influenced, stuff that is folk influenced, stuff that is hardcore, stuff that is metal, stuff that is punk. He's recorded songs and records under the name of Werewolf, Sleazy Handshake, and Pornography. In 2010, he released a metal album called Orion. He's just all over the place. And because of that, he appeals to a lot of different people, but at the same time, there are certain elements of his fan base that like this type of music and certain elements that like this type of music. And when you kind of do that, it's kind of hard to please everybody. And whether he does records that just focus on one thing, they tend to sound really good. But you also, like, this group might like it, but this people don't want anything to do with it. And I've kind of had that issue with him myself. And then the other side of that coin, too, is that when he tries to make a record that kind of includes a little bit of something for everybody, trying to please everybody, then they just end up sounding kind of like a hodgepodge and a little bit unfocused and stuff. But with this new record, Ryan's back to making the music he wants to make. He says that it's the first record where he finally felt like he was doing things his way. It is self-recorded and produced with Mike Viola, who's been his recording partner ever since hooking up with Mike from Ryan's wife, Mandy Moore, singer-actress herself. Also, don't forget the old stuff, count on what she's done new. She's actually quite talented. Mike was the co-producer and also co-writer on the Amanda Lay solo album from Mandy Moore, which was her last record in 2009. Kind of jumping around here a bit, but back in the same year, Ryan set about building his own studio, Pac-Sam, which is pretty much where he spends all of his time these days, recording songs. Like, if he feels like doing a song that's rock, they do a song that's rock that day. If he wants to do something that's hardcore, they do something that's hardcore that day. Whatever it is, that's what Ryan works on at that particular time, and it's a pretty great setup because it just allows him the freedom to be and make the music he wants to make. And if it's the results of what we get with this record, I'm all for it, because this is, personally, I think this is the best record that Ryan has done in a long, long time, and it ranks up right up there with me amongst some of his best work ever. He called it Ryan Adams, he said, because couldn't think of a better title for it. Everything he came up with sounded kind of ridiculous or stupid. And he says he understands why many albums into their career, some artists name their albums self-titled records. So he just said, it's Ryan Adams. The band on the album features Ryan on vocals and pretty much all the guitars, Jeremy Stacey on drums, Ben Montaigne from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers playing organ and piano, and you can hear his unmistakable sound on the last cut we just listened to, which was a song called Give Me Something Good. It's the opening single from the album, and a song I can very, very much relate to in my life right now. Getting back to the band, Mike Viola plays all kinds of different instruments on the record. Tal Welkenfield plays bass, and there are also guest appearances from Johnny Depp on guitar, as well as Amanda Moore on backing vocals, and some other cool people on the album. Just check out the liner notes again. Much to go into here. The album reminds me of an 80s style Heartland rock album. Think your Tom Petty's, your Bruce Springsteen's, your John Mellencamps and stuff. It's very real, honest, and of the moment. The songs can be rockin', or they can be sparse. Most of it kind of falls into like a mid-tempo range, but it's all good. I like this whole thing. This is usually what happens with most records I like. It's just a really great record. I love, as I said before, Give Me Something Good is great. I like the song we're hearing right now. Kim is really good. Trouble is a good mid-tempo rocker. Am I Safe is great. My Wrecking Ball is the kind of haunting acoustic ballad. It's just Ryan and a guitar. Think like Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska area period. Shadows is really good. I love I Just Might, which has this subdued energy to it that feels like it's just going to boil over and explode at any minute, but never quite does. It's awesome. Tired of Growing Up is kind of a mid-tempo laid-back rocker that very much sounds like a single to me. But all in all, Ryan Adams, just a great, great album. It's, like I said before, it's one of my favorites right up there to love as hell. And Ryan, a guy sometimes people confuse with Bryan Adams, and I think it's kind of a joke because of that. Check out the fonts on the covers. Look how close that is. I think that was intentional and not an accident. But kind of a fun joke from Ryan Adams. But definitely a great record. All the songs, well written, sound amazing too, man, on the stereo. I picked up the CD. I probably should have got the vinyl because it was recorded in like analog setting. Just great separation of stereo instruments. You really actually almost feel like you're right there with the band. It's excellent stuff. So, hey Ryan, if you're going to keep making music like this, I'm on board. It's awesome stuff. So go out and pick up Ryan Adams' new solo album, Ryan Adams. That's all I got for you this time. We will catch you next time on Sit and Spin, where I have, again, I have a whole bunch of stuff to cover. There's still other great stuff coming out on the horizon. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might actually do like what I did last fall, where I did like a couple of series of shows every day and just do quick ones. Right now, I'm running pretty long on this one, but there was a lot of stuff to cover. So something great new next week. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but tune in to find out, and we will catch you next time on Sit and Spin. See you then. Mike Viola himself, great artist. If you've never checked out any of his stuff, whether solo or with the Candy Butchers or his other projects, get it.